February 28, 2020. I get to another great day. Now the show. Today I get two people with me, Mr. Mohamed Kutubu for joining me, and also Miss Matilda Cole. They joined me for the first time today. Today we get two topics that we try to talk about where we believe say could be something important to also learn them, because we know say most of we about Anthony General, but we don't know what thing they do. So today we ask the question if we Anthony General and a Salone they work for the Salone people. The reason we ask that because we know say they get a certain role where then they play in the country, and then will even do our rights. The justice system could be stronger, and then will help for fix the problem in Salone, because we know the way it comes to justice system in Salone problem there. So we want to know what thing the Attorney General they do, and if they work for we. And after that, we get to talk also about something where they go on where we know so most of now about this new system where the new government have put in place for register people with a National Civic Registration Authority. So we'll explain to one what they mean, what they do, and also what on our own take where the president they try for incorporate that system into the system in Salone. So I'm not going to hold me guest them any longer. I will ask Mr. Kutubu for coming and introducing himself, and after that, Ms. Matilda will go introduce himself. Over to you guys.
Welcome to the show tonight.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kutubu, and also over to you, Ms. Matilda.
Famble them on a good evening.
All right, famble them. So again, good evening to one again, because I know that today we get forget plenty fun. Like every Friday, we get for make fun, provocative, because I know say when it comes to the shows, we can make it a little bit provocative. But people really don't understand. We do that because we need to get all money own perspective about issues them. If we not put them in a certain way, you don't go understand them. So we on job now for put the issue first. We therefore explain it to una, make una know what's in that issue they mean. Then we all man will pick in on side. Now that make we get the phone lines them. If you feel say something and they will say you differ from what they say, you can come in and put you on so go debate. At the end of the day, we all know say the role now for make we learn from each other and make we educate ourselves. So when tomorrow, when we want for choose leader or we want for all people accountable, we'll know exactly order for all accountable. The problem gets in a Salone where I feel say it don't move now for a long term. We always put everything the number one man in footstep, which is okay because the box start with them, it end with them. But in most cases, it gets people away. It puts in that place also for make them go assist them. So now that makes some time we can come over and ask. So today we want to shed the light on the Attorney General. We know plenty to happen. Before it come na Salone, we law system, we know say it may get plenty problem. But because of in qualification, the way it gets, we feel say way it come na somebody way for help for change the law system na Salone and also help with how the police for the work slowly. So, but the question they ask is if we Attorney General in a Salone can work for the people or not the government some of them they work for. So now that's not the question we ask today. If not people in the work for or not the government. And depending on your answer, then we'll be able to tell also where they go if in the long run, depending on what they work for, if the system will change or the system will change. So I go first ask Mr. Kutubu for like you go tell me what's not the goal of the Attorney General to make you go educate with small, and then also I will turn over to Miss Matilda for let's say will tell you what's not your take. So over to you, Mr. Kutubu.
That's it.
Yeah, Mr. Kutubu, now, what's not your take? What's not the role of the Attorney General? What somebody will tell you what you know about?
For any nation, chief law enforcement officer.
Sorry?
The chief law enforcement for any nation.
Okay. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get problem for your use. So sorry about that. What you tell for talk now is that we Attorney General and somebody where I go back and watch in biography. Now somebody where it come to when it comes to the book side, he really learn the book. When I miss Patricia um, Swazi, and if I pronounce that right,
Schwartz.
again, is this
Sure.
Swazi or Swazi? Or,
That's something like a Jewish name.
Schwartz.
because I know, is it Swazi or Swazet?
Sure.
Schwartz.
A SWAT. Okay, thank you. Because this is our name, SWAT, so the T silent. But in family name, Martina and Ni Fufana, as I understand, it's a Madingo lady. But he married to somebody where he gets a foreign name. But when it comes to academic side, we know it's very, very loaded. When it comes to the book side, I'm a lawyer for more than 20 years. So Matilda, I know say you go give small, you know a little bit about the woman. So what thing you will tell we, but in terms of the education and the side way it don't help Salone and the place they don't do overseas, how much you feel say when it comes to the academic side, how loaded you feel say be?
Well, if I look at this woman here, so in resume, in CV, as we can call them, honestly, if in this contemporary Sierra Leone, if I've been for one, hire somebody where gets the know-how, where I feel say exposed, where I feel say don't work in different stratas them, in different places them, we don't collect not only the academic but the practical knowledge for hold the position where he also na Salone. I feel say she's gone through where they can say he don't go school, he don't really work, like he don't do the grease and elbow work according to a resume. Now, what is written in a resume, I can always say, written words read and written words applied are two different things. Okay. If I been for one hire somebody at this present moment, make a bid attorney general and and minister of justice na Salone, I think say academically there is no way that I don't think I know of another person. Maybe I know of few others. Let me not say I know of another person, because I do know of few others that can stand the test of time in terms of resume and accomplishments. But as a Sierra Leonean, as she, work the work and talk the talk in terms of a resume, absolutely. I've been just to go through in resume just now, and I get closed door conversation with some people and at the UN, and some people and will be involved in the special court. We happen to be my own good friends then, and trying to find out the role she played in the setup of the special court and what he do. So somebody like that kind of person there, we don't go right up to the level of, we truth and reconciliation with the setting up of the special court, international negotiations with the World Bank, the IMF, the UN. We don't lecture in a classroom. Does she stand up? Yes, she does. However, demonstratively, can we say she stacks up? I am not sure.
Well, that's different. That's they take me to the next question, because Mrs. Sephora getting engaged me. I'm so impressed when it comes to the academia. Like, it don't work now. So many international forums them and organizations them for bringing something where every country in the world will say we want to more like this because of the experience and the level of education. But Mr. Kutubu, why make almost 2 years into this administration and we're in our office, we not see much of the result of waiting the Attorney General office can produce in country where they get a very good rule of law. So waiting happen, waiting with the miss now, or now the system just too slow, or I mean, like, you know my way in about history. So tell me what I waiting with the miss.
Before we get to the question of which would we miss or which will not miss, first I want do by way of comparative analysis. Since me aware of law enforcement as Salone, we don't get 20 attorneys general or 20, number 20. You start with the last white man with the lady, I mean Victor Grant. You come to the first black man, Bata Macaulay. You come to Abuko Omar. You come to James Mahoney, Husseini Brewer. Then you talk about Solomon Pratt, N.P. Bock, Ablai Conte, Gaby Dauda, Francis Mina, then Frank Cargo, Eke Holloway, Claude Campbell, and then you get Joseph Kamara. Of course, you get Solomon Bewa, then you get Charles Magai, and of course, you can gain. All of them guys we don't serve as Attorney General and Salone. One way I actually see stand out on and Ablai Conte. All of them. Obviously, I see Ablai Conte performer. As a matter of fact, Ablai Conte is that as what we call Crown Counsel, where you come in like a lawyer inside the Attorney General in office. We see performance that the Mohammed Soifona case, I saw it, and as a matter of fact, I made to even talk, I took it out. Again, we see another the Mina case, but having them listed out, the Attorney General as a whole don't get so far. It is one thing for getting kind of a high sounding academic qualification. In Leone considered judgment and carried opinion, we coin Attorney General not to a courtroom lawyer. You see, this is where people they always make this mistake here. Okay, you can get the highest academic qualification. Well, of course, she does have it. That nobody not going to impeach the integrity of that, obviously. That. But the fundamental question we will ask, especially when you look at how things they happen, the very first question we will ask yourself: this woman, is she a courtroom lawyer? That's the first question. That the Attorney General per se not get for the every day, they go now court every day, not doing job that. Not doing job that. You want to ourselves, even America ourselves, the Attorney General can make a ceremonial appearance at court. It can make them. I mean, they call them, in England, they call them the annual Azai service. Like, way after the long hold the judiciary, they make one appearance where they argue before the Supreme Court or whatever. The problem when we get with the Attorney General, this current Attorney General, is that are not the expected for let it go. Now, the courtrooms, they go argue. This accounts for why within the Justice Department, you get divisions within the Justice Department. You get the criminal division, within for all prosecutions. You get the civil rights division. You get this division, you get that division again. What actually don't happen at Salone, we don't make the Attorney General now look bad. I never tell you this. You get the sort of lawyers the way some of we are fortunate enough for see we work that the Attorney General office can name them. People like Nasu Dinti and Cole, people like Aladi, people like Akibaba them, people like Valgi Bankole Johnston. All of these sort of lawyers we didn't know. I can tell you, and not to anything worth writing home about. So this is because if you get very, strong lawyers within the Justice Department, especially at the criminal division at the Justice Department, this lady go look good. But what even make it look bad also, she is not articulating any policy positions. Okay, not a day I don't know, so when I don't hear or when I don't see, but I have not seen the Attorney General on the face of the sheer criminal violence what they see every now and then. The law, what they call it, will not see the Attorney General call a conference where she's being flanked by the prosecutors and the office there, or also like the Commissioner of Police, or addressing the existential dilemma when they face the country, when are they, lawlessness, the logic of lawlessness, it don't become so much, it don't take firm grip inside the political firmament of the nation. So this begs the fundamental questions. Do we have an attorney general? We do have a building, but because she's gone radio silent, she's not saying anything. We're not seeing anybody in the Justice Department where they come out, taking positions. The role of the job of the Attorney General, now the Chief Law Enforcement Officer. If they talk, say, we are a nation, we thrive on the fundamental edifice of the rule of law, the locomotive or the vanguard or the machinery where now in the which the rule of law the work, now the Justice Department. Because without the Justice Department, no sign of the work, no court system not the work. The court system they will only work when you get the Justice Department. But if you get a Justice Department like we have it, it not the work. Everything. We have had a lot of things the way they happen at court. What we expecting, we Attorney General for not address it. For example, they inordinate delays in cases for come up with decisions. So the fundamental question we ask, which is responsible for the delays there? Is it that they don't get enough resources? Is it that they don't get enough manpower? Or what is it? So these are all questions that the Attorney General for them address with Parliament for them address. Because people are complaining. I mean, me personally, I can tell for a case we not in that court for 10 years. We are aware of many times when people can bring the cases to me for put up out for them. I know I can tell you what. In fact, now we try for bringing that to a logical conclusion. 10 years and that case don't in that court. How there's one thing they call in law justice delayed and justice denied. How you go get anything where a case will take this amount of time in that court? Why should that happen? So when we not get a robust and engaging Attorney General, so this kind of cloud in your academic achievements to the extent that if perhaps not for nothing, but this they undermine in your academic achievements. Because people will say, well, yes, some money, get that kind of qualification per paper, but hey, you might just not up to anything. There might also be other factors there. But the problem is she has not come out and explained to the citizens why it's so docile. And that one, assuming, say, the government stand in the way, the president stand in the way, she has not taken a principal position. And the principal position here is, you want to go to hear Mr. Barr talk, we hear within the Attorney General of the United States talk. You don't tell the president that you obstruct me. I mean, more or less like that, you almost tell her, say you obstruct her. You don't tell her, and this thing have worked with job. So we've not had we Attorney General come and say, this is what I have to do to another. But I mean, they are getting too many obstacles. There are cases and I don't wait expensive justify for not handle. The S.O. Williams in case. I want that a very robust Justice Department will not investigate into the circumstances leading to S.O. Williams in case. Magistrate Ingham Raman, and even that journalist somewhere, but all of these things will not hear it. So it begs the fundamental question: do we have an Attorney General? So back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kutubu. I like where you elaborate on the huge, can tell the history of all the Attorney Generals from back in the days to today, and the cases there, and that brings a whole lot of questioning because I know say Salone, the reason we begins we don't reach for the British program today. We know say every small thing they put out the presidency for everything matter you. But to be fair to the president, but putting the way not go for fall on your table. It gets not talk about the judiciary right now. They talk about so today. Not to all today fall on judiciary or the sooner matter be. No, we get people who are in charge of that because the president and the executive branch today. So judiciary, we got people away and the president already. Someone with that duty, saying, "I own duty this for take care of this one." So, Matilda, my question to you is: you feel say maybe because of the system, what we get now, Salone, because of the system broken, and don't use this organized system overseas, wherein everything in place, the institution they work fully. So, like all you need for them are just protocols. So, you feel say that now the way they hinder in duty, or you feel say it is more than that?
Okay, before I answer your question, I tell you, say I get the Mrs. Schwartz. I get in resume in front of me. I want to go to the second paragraph because that second paragraph there is very telling, and it go up for answer this question here. So when you ask me, I don't know if we get them and if we can put them up, but if we not get them, I just want make una allow me make I read that second paragraph of a resume.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the second paragraph of Mrs. Schwartz in resume reads, Mrs. Schwartz served as State Counsel and Special Assistant to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice at the Law Offices Department, Sierra Leone, and subsequently assigned to the Vice President 1996 to 2006. And then at 10 years, 1996 to 2006. Now that make I say, if I read this part, it go help for answer the question where you ask me. In this role, she developed enviable lawyering skills in government policy formulation, strategic planning, and implementation of laws, agreements and programs of departments, parastatals, and agencies. Department, parastatals, and agency, UDA in office, it fall under right now. It fall under the Attorney General in office, right? When I take note of that second one day. She worked with global institutions such as the World Bank, IMF, and the UN on intricate international negotiations and policy studies, including on the rule of law and anti-corruption. She conducted the first anti-corruption prosecution that convicted a Court of Appeal judge in Sierra Leone. Okay, third point. Now, her drive for the development of the rule of law led her to present an unorthodox, impassioned plea in 2001 that persuaded the president of the World Bank to reinstate the legal sector project loan commitment, which faced stiff competition for closure in favor of the Disarmament and Reconstruction Loan Recovery Program. Dr. Schwartz was key in setting up the UN Special Court for Sierra Leone, including coordinating the Security Council visit, negotiating and drafting of the statutes and agreements and their implementations. Very loaded, but what thing I want for make una take from this, I think 4 key things I want for make una take from him. He served to the vice president, right, for 10 years. He not serve, no sign inside Salone serve. She attended Frabe College and had she bagged her first law degree ever in Sierra Leone. Okay. She also was part of the special court, and we know how long the special court setting take. Okay. She also convicted an appeal court judge, not to any sayona inside Sierra Leone, convicted. So basically, going back to answer your question, what does that mean? It means that she has been exposed to the system of Sierra Leone. She's been exposed to the system of Africa and how things happen in Africa. She has vast knowledge of how, policies and the court system and every facet of that institution administratively and logically applied, okay? Not only that, it don't deal in international. They say don't work with the IMF, you don't work with the World Bank, you don't work with the UN in negotiating deals. When you negotiate then deals, then they obviously, if you are representing Sierra Leone, you're not only doing it from the white man's view or perspective, but you are also brokering these deals coming from your worldview as well, because your country gets for benefit, right? So to say that she is so accustomed to dealing in, you know, the white, the mainstream society of the West, that get any knowledge of how things and they work within you know, within West Africa or within our societies in Africa, precisely Sierra Leone speaking, because now Sierra Leone we talk about right now, that will be an absolute fallacy. An absolute fallacy. It don't work to the person where not only it don't serve now the Attorney General in office as the Attorney General in number 2, but he also for 10 years worked directly with the Vice President of the nation, which was Solomon, you know, Ekutu-Bellowa, right? We are not novice to that. So the thing is that this woman has had the exposure and the coaching and the coming along from, you know, the best of the best, quote unquote, in terms of exposure for making, you know, how things then they go on and how things they work. So here is my thing is that if you have had such knowledge and you've been privy to such knowledge, and you bring in, you know, you they juxtapose that knowledge there from where you get from access from within and you exposure from outside, you are better placed for really cut across and really bring something new to the table, because you get the IQ of the inner workings of the system. Because if you were successful in convicting, you know, an appeal court judge, therefore, you know what to do. You have the tools. You know the tools. It's just about, are you willing to implement them, and how far are you willing to go to implement them? That is the question.
Okay, Mr. Fairley, come in.
Yeah, go ahead.
You only have some now, which I do. I see you don't spend an inordinate amount of time talking about this lady qualification. Way of enough. Nobody will go impeach the integrity of her. Now, me, I didn't cut across that. I didn't bring in Ablaye content, Dr. Ablaye content. I don't know if you see Sabiam or you don't see Dr. Ablaye content at court. Then I didn't bring Bata Macaulay also. So then at the point in time, I can bring Eke Aloe. I can also bring Eke Aloe. You know, this, I mean, which I really want to counter the argument. Yes, on paper, or to us, because I don't read the resume. I mean, it got very impressive credentials, you know, in paper. But what I try to tell you, though, for being very honest with you, Mrs. Shaw not to a courtroom lawyer. She's not a courtroom lawyer. I can tell you for sure. I have seen, you talk about academic qualification, I've like content, top notch from Cambridge, top notch. And we all will be fortunate enough for see Ablaye country where even the same way how this lady guys are to Ablaye country, right? He worked at the Attorney General office. As a matter of fact, the case against Fona, either Fona or Mina, Ablaye country, Valerie Bankole Jones, Akibaba, Nicholas Guamak, Nicholas Guamak, and I think PPK, Prince Baba Kelly. These are the guys, so these have been the lawyers and they've been in the court. Ablaye Conte, as Attorney General, went to court. But most of the cases, especially the case of Mina, now he personally lead the prosecution team. Even when he may just a state council, when the case of Mina and Mohamed Fona they come, you may get people like Nasruddin Yankol, you may get Akibaba, you may get Nicholas Wamak, you may get your other. Because of Ablaye Conte in star power, he want to be the lead prosecutor in that case. And imagine, he not be just a council or state council, but because of the star power when he went to the team, he got catapulted to be the lead counsel. So that the argument here against, there are two things where maybe you say this Attorney General has been confronted with. A, it is either get how they call it, get influence with this administration, this president, get influence, get a voice inside the administration. Because there are a lot of infractions of constitutional principles them where everybody they see, where they beg the fundamental question, I mean, is this society one way they thrive on the rule of law? I get a program where they do Salone talk phone. I have brought these ladies up. I've not bring this lady up. In fact, maybe not even say when the president they do any reshuffle, let this lady go. Perhaps let go back let go become a lecturer in law. And you not necessarily forget a PhD for other economy. Fine, if you get it, that's fine. But like I tell you, Bata Macaulay did not have a PhD. But everybody, well, of we own age when we come up, we knew who Bata Macaulay was. We knew who he was. We did the star power way care good. You know the PhD. But the most he rose up to heroes to him. It is actually, I think, say either this attorney general lack in the articulation, so then she might not be, because I see where he go when this commission of inquiry come up, where he go talk. I must tell you, the way talk, people are turned off. They say, oh no, not to sue an attorney general for talk. I must tell you this very honestly. In presentation before the commission, it really turned people off. You know, go like, in that lawyerly way, laying out the argument. So, I mean, so like, so we see this kind of a belligerence, this kind of, bellicosity, and kind of, no, this is not what we need a steady, cool, somebody who actually did. So, me, one belief say is either this attorney general not get a clout with this administration as well, but there are cases them where he want to do was to tell the president, the master, not do this, but then one, come out for protest. This man they do now, William Barr they do now. Come out protest. Neither resign. So therefore, since protest, so as we consider protest anything, it means she has a carte blanche for doing work. And now since resign, so it means this is where principle come in. This is where the ethical foundation come in and all that. So me also mention about the lady as attorney general actually grossly incompetent for this job. Not that get the academic curriculum, but for the office of attorney general, and also say they up to that job. Except she comes out and tell us. Except she comes out or we see some action on impact, we go continue for all out in brief. Back to you guys.
But Matilda, but
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I jump in just quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so what me want actually say is that people then they govern differently, right? Some attorney general, they are really active. You see them at court, then they prosecute, then they this. But here is my argument. Me know they talk. Obviously, I don't lay out the academic, whatever. On paper, she's perfect. But here is what I'm saying. If you now listen to me last closing sentence, I was like, it is either she knows what to do, but she refuses to do it, or she is not getting the buy-in that she needs to do what she needs to do, right? Yes. Now, this is not to say when it comes to our area of the law or our area of the work, she doesn't really need to be in court to get things going, right? This is not a matter of situation of her being in the court. She listen, she doesn't have to have the voice or the wherewithal that makes her that, level-headed person that can go into court and defend an argument. That's why she has a team of people. Just like the president, like you rightly quoted just now, the president have appointed such people to stand for him where he is absent, right? Now that make he pick them kind of people there. So, but here is what I'm trying to say in this whole thing. Does she have the willpower to apply the law according to the way the law is supposed to be applied, so that it go get a lot of them thing there so going, so that it go get a lot of dividend, we go benefit the society? I don't know that she has the willpower. Let me tell you something. If this woman used the same determination, the same vigor, on the same aggressiveness way it been used on the opening remarks during this the CEO, what is it? Is it CEO then call him now? Me know they follow the.
Was that the George?
The special court, the special thing.
George, yeah.
Yeah. So if he used the same vigor, the same aggressiveness, if he tailor and transfer that into policies them and empower in people the way they around them for go and apply the law as it should be applied, trust me, we for don't see a lot of difference them. So for me, is that if he can use that, the vigor way he used, the aggressiveness way he used in presenting an argument, because remember, this was about instrument, no instrument. The reason why she was so aggressive was because the opposition party was challenging her on the, the applicability of the instrument. So there she was showing power. She was exerting power. But here is what I'm saying: if you can exert such power and such excuse my English, unhingedness, why make go transfer that same energy there in the application of your work?
Well, at least some people will argue, say, well, in the issue of Sierra Leone, the president able release about 500 inmates them this past on the way pardon them. So I believe somebody will come with the argument, well, maybe they try for the groundwork. And secondly, we know say the commission of inquiry they go on where now they produce the lawyers there for represent the state. So when you feel say that something that we don't occupy, make it don't they pay attention to the other things in the ground because they want to commission of inquiry. And also say, well, now advise the president to make it part of 500 people because of minor case system.
What?
For come and pardon people them because of minor offense and whatnot, yes, he get a list, he present them to the president. The president look at the offense, and it all depends. It is left with the president whether he chooses to pardon them or not at the end of the day. But that's not where her work stops. And this again, that's why I'm saying it is not on her. She has a team of people. She has a team of experts, right? Where they advise them, where they work on files them. Like for example, let me say, I work under 4 deputy ministers and 4 ministers them. The deputy ministers them and 4 ministers them when they work under, they're not sit down there, they wait for they make assumption and conclusion and draw conclusion, then depend on me and everyone else working in that team for give them the best of advice and then put them foot forward. So make use of your people. You see this thing where we gravitate to power and we hold on to power and we do not want to make use of the brains and minds that we have around us. That is where we get all this kind of bottleneck where they happen.
Well, Mr. Charlie, here's me. Yes. Here, as I am actually submerged in an ocean of confusion. Okay. Like I said, when I also did do things, like he talk about, for even if you juxtapose something which is right, what to me I can look at something, then extrapolate them and apply. For example, we do not need the Attorney General for the court every now and then, but we need the Attorney General coming out, articulating policy positions. We need an Attorney General once on a while, holding press conferences them.
Yeah.
Explaining things them, but forget an Attorney General where those sides. I mean, how many people actually they read and they follow in writing them? So these are the fundamental questions. But once on a while there's a press conference, the Attorney more into the lawlessness we talk about, the violence. We have not seen the Attorney General being flanked by the Inspector General of Police, the Minister of Internal Affairs, and in prosecutors them. Laid out, telling the people and drawing the line at the sand. We have not seen this.
Yeah.
You see this, that the president has not addressed this thing, and then we expect that if the president is not going to address that because of the exigencies of other pressing commitment, we expect the Minister of Justice and Attorney General for actually address the logic of lawlessness that because, but she's not doing this. We don't see any top official in the Justice Department, either the Director of Public Prosecution or the Deputy Attorney General or whatever. She's not. This is what we say. When actually they work against the Attorney General, now in silence, then they work against them. With all of this way don't lay out there, they're very good. Like I said, Mr. William, they're very impressive. But as long as you remain very inarticulate like that, it's on a, so now let me come to the argument. Say it's now 2 things I will repeat. 2 caveats I came up with. One is either get an influence inside the administration, is either get influence there, or in a time for bringing things about the president don't want to, that's all right, and you don't want to, fine. Like just sit down. Who loses? Now we they lose. But at the end of the day, instead they help undermine the integrity of your academic achievements. Because we are those attorney general. If you call Dr. Blake Conte now, people who don't deal with Dr. Blake Conte, they say that guy not a beginning. Or you call Bata Macaulay now. Everybody who Bata Macaulay is. Because he was not only but he came out explaining things, and that went for Dr. Blake Conte. Even Solomon Bewa, a very sound lawyer. A very sound, because we saw him as Attorney General. But what we're saying, the lady is too much in the back. She's too much in the back. Except she decided for Canada the forefront. He restructure. They're not saying going to court. So that's not what I'm not arguing about. They're going to court. But we need to be hearing from the Attorney General, because they're the chief law enforcement officer.
Well, I mean, you're right about that. You're right, because the thing is that we don't see plenty to it don't happen. We let's start from that boy in case. In fact, the ballot stuff.
Yeah.
A minister, a city minister, cabinet can take a ballot box and hit her. No matter with him in office, means supposed to come talk to the public, saying that this happened. Let the public know why. So and then the boy they beat that Ibrahim Bobo. If you do the crime safe, well, assume the Bobo you do the crime, because that we got two victims at the same time where the law not say nothing about the Bobo where they beat and the woman also they born a motoka. The law for them investigate and say, tell the public, say, well, Joseph Jackson also then born, and if you find out the person born him in the car, and Boba put them beat, because last time say no, just for argument's sake in the board one, it still gets a right for prosecutor and force improve them in right or wrong before we not do anything. All that happen, we know nothing from the Attorney General office. It say we base everything on politics, but at the end of the day, somebody is in charge. Leave my situation not come up.
The thing is that for me, it's not even those two situations. There are situations, during the constituency 110 votes, the thing way up on day. That was something clear that the Attorney General, if I don't hold an immediate press conference, when they beat that bobo, then burn that woman in oath. If I don't hold any, because those are under political, and
not to that I'm sorry about that. Not to that moment. Not say a name big people at the government, even the former president, and also some ministers that were in governance right now. That Joseph Jackson named them now in audio. So at least at that point, we were supposed to hear something from the office. Exactly.
The thing where happened was it what was it, Bond or somewhere, the rape of the 55-year-old woman. That is something that, like, it's that then as something where you wake even now you sleep and address immediately. The thing will happen in front of Lima, that is a deputy minister of is it defense or interior or something like that?
Minister of Interior.
Then as something where you they take on personally. And they make the public. How do you get the public? How you call and trust?
Yes.
How do you get public trust? You they gain public trust too. Okay. We can say we have a president that is silent. Okay, we do have a president that is silent. Fine, but the president that is silent has appointed people in position to speak to certain issues.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for me, my question is, what are you doing in your office? What use is your office if you cannot interact with the population?
Exactly, that's the fundamental.
Interact with the people and let the people know exactly what's happening in governance.
Exactly.
What your office is doing about certain issuurs. Because you're not going to get a situation where you get ministers and deputy ministers that are implicated and you keep silent.
Silent, yeah. Now, acquiescence. Right there.
So yes, in agreeing with Mr. Kutube on this particular instance or notion, by so doing, you're not only undermining your office, you're not only undermining your legacy, but you're undermining the office of the president at the same time.
Exactly.
Great. We get one call on the line. So now we try for bring Milo again your part, then we go take up, because today we get Bokuti for discussing now concerning the law system, and also after that we get for talk about also the voting system. Welcome to VS caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
Yes, GM, this year's on a Piman is called. How are you? How are they do?
Hey, Piman, how you do? What's in your take on this program tonight, sir?
Because this particular thing we wanna talk about the Attorney General, we don't see beaucoup stuff then we don't happen. It don't pass 100. Make a go for the first would then be choose for Charles Magai, where Charles Magai be issue a press conference for say in order to go with no order from the above, you understand, anybody will make. Because Charles Magai be lay out a good principle for say nobody not get for go do something so he get for back. These governments make them sack him, then say they make some type of game for say Charles Magai talk because of land business, which of course is a lie. These governments then they use people then they give people them position when at then they all then they give them the remote the empty remotes when then they all the battery. Now so then they do the Attorney General, you understand. But who stop then they way don't happen. We then kill up on my line say one, we then go to Amadia school, we then hold that guy for that phone. But who stop then they way they happen. We so we know they see anything. Attorney General, you not get for going to court. You get you people them, you team when at then they work for prosecute them people and they but it function not they work. Sierra Leone one thing now this order from the above when they give certain person position, they not get mind for resign for say, you know they can't give me position away so now you know the remote you pull the battery for me, you make her they look bad. With all waiting Malsida to talk about the things whether money gets why make you know they do in job. There is something behind closed door. We don't get the battery, don't then just they use them. But certain people they not get then they look for the position where they get then they put themselves down to some person where they not get certain thing also I go call and say like over fear to integrity. Because of you know go can't give me position for do me job, don't back. You know they allowed me for do me job. Why make cannot they resign? But one thing, but good thing and they will don't happen at Salone when so then people they not get mind for resign. You go back to the Speaker of the House, then see her naked, you not get mind for resign. Because we Attorney General they know they work. That guy back way back escape back now the military headquarters back again. We not see anything. One old captain escape. We not see nothing waiting happen. Attorney General not say for this or whatever we not see. But who stop them there? He just sick. Now that make Lima in your side not for talk. He just sick and tired because then give certain person position where they hold the battery. And now so the Attorney General they work. There is something behind closed door which so we don't know. But if they don't get money for resign, then they follow the money when they eat. Don't now you go now for go release 500 prison at them. We so una they go pardon. When so case then they na the floor, lawless thing they happen, we so action they take. Waiting at the need. We don't need to forget Attorney General and not see that because of there is a remote control. You see, thank you very much. Make and not take all the time.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. P-Man. So
yeah.
Matilda, you know what in P-Man talk about inside kind of similar things then. So waiting from your own point of view, what do you feel say a need for do as Attorney General for build this confidence back? Because when we talk about the police, we know that one of the people that we go to court and say, listen, some of the things that what police they do, we need for taking because in fact, taking not to the problem at all because all can't take police them. So, but I believe say the law system, like somebody like that in Attorney General, when you they get the people in the confidence. What do you feel say any for begin implement now as somebody where they represent the government and also because the government as people don't feel not just the president. Mm-hmm. The government mean we all are citizens of the country, and they represent we are lawyer that one day. So what do you feel say a need for begin doing now for put that confidence in we say coming 2023? We're not going to see lawlessness, we're not going to see nothing as things, we're not going to see no rubbish. Every single life will be protected, and then we ballot box then will be safe. Mm-hmm. But if we send a message to we clearly say we not take no nonsense, this time we need discipline. I would think it's for put in place.
Okay, so before I answer that question, I will answer the question in tangent to Ansu Tanga in question. We say, they ask me directly, say if the Attorney General don't breach any has there been any constitutional issue, or we just they talk for talk's sake because we feel say if we do certain thing them we just based on our own view. Now. Not to me make this up. I am not a web designer, neither am I an IT person. Okay, this come out directly at the Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, their website. Not to me write and they write them. So in answering your question and in answering to Ansu Tanga in question, I go right at the bottom of the paragraph that says Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Chief Justice. And I go right at the bottom that say constitutionally, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice is the principal, keyword, principal. We mean say naina the soul, the first, right? The principal legal advisor to the government and in whom all suits against the state can lay. This implies that the Attorney General conducts on behalf of the state all criminal and civil matters. As advisor, he or she gives opinion on all ministries, departments, and agencies of government, and as requested. All right. In the day-to-day operation of the above function, the Solicitor General acts as the principal assistant, while the Permanent Secretary serves as the voter controller and provides management and support services. So, Mr. Ansu.
Let I have no money for Smith talk. Okay. As in the layout, the function of the Attorney General, when in the advice, we go back to the 1967 general elections. I mean, our election history. On March 21st, the then Attorney General, Batan Makodi, he go because the chief legal advisor to the government. So in the capacity as chief legal advisor to the government, he go advise the Governor General, Sir Henry Lightfoot Boston, for let you know do any appointment to the office of Prime Minister yet until all the elections they not done. And then I mean the tell away if the paramount chief elections then been in progress. Then they all deserve the knocker. So now one of the role of the Attorney General. Now that means if I in this country, we then oversee the accused Mr. William Barr of being the lawyer for the president. They tell them, no, Mr. Barr, you are not a lawyer for the president. You are not a lawyer for the citizens of the United States. You only very carefully delineates the Attorney General office. And this in jobs, this is what we've not got this lady for do. So nobody for Canada for come the advanced excuse for. The lady has just not been. As far as I be concerned, in order up to the job, I'm not going to be very diplomatic about it. Or to the lady, he come out, he used the powers of the office of Attorney General. To me, I go even talk say he was past NAP book. And NAP book here, that fellow would be a qualified chamber. He got with that. I told your secretary to the Governor General, Freddie Keru. I put this lady in that category with all the academic qualification. I put her at the rank of NAP book and FMQ. Wake up and gross personal incompetence. Now they mean put her.
All right. So, well, we get to call along.
Mr. Tarawali, make a not cut you, yeah? So I just want to go to the last question where you ask. In essence, make a summarize them. In essence, the answer is the ministers with everything and video evidence that way we don't see in things that we don't implicate them in wrongdoings. Here is what we are saying. The Attorney General, these ministers are not free fallers. There are rules that govern their office. Then they work under an ethic code. Their
Yes.
ethic code, then they fall under the responsibility of the Attorney General in office.
Right.
So to the person where been they ask me that question, say why if I just they talk normal for talk sake, no, I know they talk normal for talk sake. I they call on the Attorney General, make it follow the statutes of the office, make it follow the roles and responsibilities that we fall under in office. And one and then roles and responsibilities then they, if a minister or deputy minister or parliamentarian or whosoever misbehave, it is upon her to call them to question. Now that let me one say.
Just for let you understand is we know the grab mobbing topic now. We own job now for educate people and let people know what thing they go on at the country and how we for fix the problem and order for blame what thing go wrong. The problem is some people you see when we talk about ignorant, stuck with understand. Even when somebody come for can land, instead of it come with the open minds at the land, then they come with this cloud, even then in the land, because the point is that they can't pay for land. But because of the ignorance, they allow them to understand. Because at the end of the day, the same way it applies today, with other parties come, now they complain. Last time, with other they complain, the same thing they complain so. But because they don't know the rules of each department, we take the time for we educate people so we get a conversation. So sometimes they may not take me time for waste on me. They could say, waste powder on condo. Lord waste the time on people who know say then we'll able to absorb the information. People that need the information here so that we go make a better judgment tomorrow. We need the information here for Lord we able always have accountable tomorrow so we'll get a better salon. This is not going to party. They usually make most of food blind or not know how for support because we never know the issues.
Yeah.
So when people take the time for consider and talk the issue, not waste your time on it here because for our consider we don't do plenty research. We don't study plenty. We don't take time from young family other things and follow we come and pass the information to young family. So tomorrow will be a better country. So man, don't understand that. Even Somalia right now, they suffer under the system right now.
Oh yeah.
Just because of Iran kind of public for like it can spill in venom or like it looks foolish, then we'll say anything. So the point now is not we're not in there for maintenance somebody in ignorance. That's what we're here for. We're there for benefits we say for better salon. Because no matter what you talk about, then they go back and they watch any land. Tomorrow, and if we go first be on social media for argue. So now we move on. This is bigger than one, bigger than two sets of parts in the ball. So we got a call on the line. So make I don't suppose don't hold on for too long. Not bring this caller in. Not get your point. We'll move on. Good evening, caller. What name outside the call from, please?
Hey, this is Janet Matamusa here. I'm calling from London.
I don't say not almost like 3 or 4 o'clock now on your side. But welcome to the show. And what now you want to take tonight? Because I don't say you can't start right now. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, CEO, the first thing I want to say, I want to welcome Matilda J. Cole for tremendous work on the VOS. I see a lot of zeal. You know, she brings a fresh breath of fresh air to the VOS. I want to say thank you very much for joining the VOS. And I want to go straight to the point where I want to bring. I mean, I don't listen to one by the Attorney General in role in the country, and Matilda was very clear on the role of the Attorney General. But the thing with me get as one that understands this topic so well is the office itself. The Attorney General is the same person as the Minister of Justice. I think to say the whole problem what we're gonna say Leone. I mean, this was handed over to them from the United Kingdom, and then two places they don't divide them a long time because they know that the Attorney General cannot be the Minister of Justice at the same time. There's going to be a conflict of interest there, and I think to say for me, if you ask me, most of the problem now with the Attorney General get. And don't forget that she's working primarily, the way Matilda say, primarily for the government, you know, and she cannot work outside the government. We have to be fair to her. Anything we see we want for handle, you can go to the president and say, I don't see this, I don't see irregularities, I don't see violence. I want us to work on this. I want us to address the issue. If then push her to the side, she has no power by herself. We're talking about Africa. If not be the United Kingdom or the US, it's a different matter altogether. I know she can stand on her own 2 feet and say, you know what, this is you don't care if you lost in your office or not. But I suppose she is in a situation where she feels maybe speaking from the outside, she feels marginalized, if you know what I mean. You know, so Matilda, I you know, everything where you don't say so, her roles, it's on paper. You know, but when it comes to practice, that's where the problem is. It's not like, I mean, she was trained here in the United Kingdom. And no say you get that tenacity there for say, well, look, testicular, you know, whatever. For say, you know, I could do this and I could do that. But she can't. This is the problem she's having in Sierra Leone. You see? Are you guys there?
Yeah, would you?
Right. Yeah, so for me, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be fair to her. It's not that she doesn't know. You know, she's been in practice here in the United Kingdom. She understands the law, you know, in a way that this is a very strong woman. But if it underperform in Sierra Leone, it is because of the circumstances which surround them. She's been marginalized, period. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this
again, Matilda, thank you very much.
Thank you. And this is something that I was going to touch on. This was the next point I was. Let
bring the other caller in. Not bring the caller in, then we'll get that. We'll come back to now. We go because they make a very good point about the Ministry of Justice and the Attorney General's office. We can't touch on that. Then too, because that's a conflict of interest. Sometimes they don't tie in hand up. But let me get the other caller. Then we'll come back and continue. Good evening, caller. Welcome to the show. What's the name outside the call from, please?
Yeah, this is Yasuna Piman again from Philadelphia. One
the
thing I just buttress to, Piman.
Yeah, if you're able to turn your volume up small, I don't know if I'm struggle for you or now.
Yes.
But yeah, go ahead, 2 points, sir.
Okay. This is Piman is talking from Philadelphia. One thing I can always talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
With Justice Department and our Salone, you understand, the people that wouldn't they head them. When they say poverty, they make beaucoup people, then they lost their credibility, you understand, because beaucoup things then they wouldn't they happen.
Let's start from that one in case ballot stuff.
Yeah.
A minister.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. With the struggle for you, but go ahead. I think we'll pick you up.
Yes. I say one thing, now the credibility, because then people and they wouldn't they hold some certain job, they're not get mind for resign because of then they feel for say, outside they go get job. But sometimes then they went so you believe on yourself for talk for say, without this I can make them. Now, because personally they can't make me silence, they can't make me own career, they can't go down within the make this. Because beaucoup stuff then they wouldn't they happen. Where the Attorney General, if you get a proper law system na Salone, you go talk to say, no, I'm not going to take this. You're not going to show me how to do my job. Because we they see how the lawlessness with the Apple minister, they take this, they welcome minister, they go in security, they go kill person. Yanda, we know they see anything waiting they happen there, everything just they go buff. Because of, if now me be getting position in the, I swear to God, at the top of say, no, I don't want this position. Because, you know, they can't hold me, don't now me they look bad. Like now that woman, they in the look bad, we they feel for say, you're not capable for do the job. Which of course, she is capable for do the job because person in the, within the Ola. It just kind of like the mayor can want to do some certain stuff them, but people in the, within the Ola pass where people then begin pull voice in our social media, and that's so back to the Attorney General back again. Case anyway, so it go and make that is a leper. That is a work for the government of the day. Why make you become an Attorney General? You see, it doesn't make any sense. Because we people we don't take this poverty for say this money now in at the work for not for the people and now then they make it credibility they all they go down. Now then they make now then they happen at Salone right now. When that man is capable for the job but you know they do the job like how we it one because of this poverty, this money with them where some man no go sacrifice for say, let me go, let me be. You understand? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Pima.
I want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead and finish it out. Sorry about that.
So I agree with Janet Matamusa. I agree with them completely, and that's where my trend of thought was going next. As in as much as I have said all of this, I know they can't sit down and pretend as if that I do not know the reality. The reality is that the Attorney General office linked to the Minister of Justice.
Ministry of Justice.
These two cannot be together. When we start getting it wrong, we start getting it wrong when Sierra Leone was turned into a one-party system. Me no remember the date again. In 1960 or 78 or something like that. That is when those two, offices became linked into one. And from that day on, we started getting it wrong. I'm not saying that there haven't been great, attorney generals and Minister of Justice that have been able to stood up to the likes of, the late Shaka Stevens and the like. Yes, we didn't get them. But in the days and times that we are in, I don't know that this woman gets the buy-in, because sometimes you need to get the buy-in from within. For even back you when you they take them kind of strong steps then they for confront, right? Now, if we look carefully, why make Francis Magai, with in boldness and whatnot, more forget about the land stuff. Maybe they are what they can call her. There are other external issues that led to his dismissal or whatever. But because he said, listen, I am going to look at what the law says and I am going to apply the law, right? So for some of the great attorney generals and what we've been on getting in the past, we were going to see the likes of that. But this woman is a woman, and sometimes, she might be treading on, Western laws and Western applicability, and forget, say, inside free tongues on 10 day, you need for turn to jangre. You really need to get into that thug mentality to do certain things. And maybe she doesn't want to rattle feathers to demonstrate that thug mentality to get to the bottom and get her hands dirty.
We need to move out from that kind of, me call as a jaded way of, thinking that, okay, let's go back now, let's go now, Malawi. Very recently, the court stood very firm and overturned the presidential election. So the thing is, media that okay? Even if we get a Minister of Justice, yeah, and I get a Minister of Justice, then I get the Attorney General, when I'm a member of Parliament. Anyway, I'm a member of Parliament, and he's also part of the cabinet. Because they read all the Attorney General, a member of the cabinet also. It is not adequate. It is, you don't ever see anybody. I really want to know that out of the record. Any senior official don't one day gap is actually out of principle in the resign. No. That should they should they do. And they should they because they're so utterly lacking in principle. It is like I call them this self-preservation, okay? If you even Dr. Ablai content as Shaka Stevens is shown them out. Even Dr. Ablai content. The giant, guy, Dr. Black, somebody like Shaka Stevens of all, sure the exit. People have no principle. Ethically, they're very flawed. Everything that's self-preservation, okay? Because like you correctly talk, and anybody who gets sense that he will not say, the Attorney General and the Chief Law Enforcement Officer for any country where they wake up on the fundamental edifice of the good of law. Without the Office of Attorney General, the talk of a rule of law, now a moot point that it totally moot. Okay? Because now the vanguard is that the machine is the moot. Therefore, the problem about this Attorney General and all other Attorney Generals, this Attorney General has not come out, she has not made any statement as to if he want to work, but there are obstacles in the way she has done. And until this lady come out, she is going to be looked at as one of the worst attorney generals they would ever get. Very incompetent, grossly incompetent. You don't know what she's up to. Until she can't take a principal position and say, guys, guess what? I came to do this job here, so. Well, here are the obstacles. Since she's not told us that, and what do they do? In law, you get what they call benefit of doubt. So they give the benefit of doubt to the administration. So the administration not stand in way. Now, he not able to do the job. Now, I don't want to do the job. Now, I not able to do the job. Now, totally, with all in academic, the law is away again, he's still totally incompetent for doing the job here too. Now, that is for the crucibles of chaos and disorder. We don't get visited upon the fabric of governance as Salone because get a very weak and inept Attorney General.
Well, yeah, I mean, because the point is, even somebody supported them talk about this administration is supported to talk say, well, hey, because I don't hear his argument. When I know you know more, they can't fight corruption, they can't take this. How we go to fight corruption if we not get a strong institution as a general and go
exactly
before
it's absent.
Exactly before it's not office, crime them it don't happen with the previous administration. What did they able to do? We not see nothing there. They don't even can't talk about it. They don't even advance. So it's supposed to even advance what's going to happen from the previous administration come over, then kill somebody and kill somebody back in the lawyer where he died. You know I'm doing about somewhere. That gets the catch and recently they come out back and even touch him.
Yes.
Up to this day. And even the white paper all man they talk about, so there is no guarantee say when this white paper come, anything substantial for the inside. So that's the problem because they maybe get for end up with excuses. But I can't talk they can't fight corruption. Anti-General's office go for be one of the main tools they will come up and say
one of not in the lead, not one
exactly because now they get the lawyer for defense. Now not the lawyer them for go fight. Just like recently we the listing about the former president in Oz, where talk say in fact that was the most disgraceful stuff we are listening. Where they talk to they publish the former president in assets. Then the former president and lawyer argue say, "Oh, for that, publish this president assets as well."
Yeah, Kamara, he said,
everybody just back up. So if when a couple can fight corruption, this office here no say not get nothing for high. Why we cannot publish it? Why make one not publish it from a president in assets? They want to publish this president back in assets. We want the command of power. If you not come for any corruption, or the Attorney General office, we know say it's stronger. But that makes sense. So talk say if you go to a cabinet meeting, you're not minister, so you don't work for the people. You don't work for the administration, not to the government you work for. So to me, I feel say for answer the question today until they separate them to office here, give the Attorney General all the tools where he need. Let need for go to now meeting with the minister because I go to a meeting with you that will arrest you back. This is the question. So that to me, I feel say it's all inept. There is nothing in their way to work well. So Matilda, I will not so they can't jump to the next topic, but at the end of back to you, waiting that you won't take, but this whole thing, how again, at the same question, we can also interrupt you because of phone calls about this phone call, the whole and first stayed on this one. What do you feel say, what are the tools that you feel say will forgive for Lego doing work better?
The tools that the tool where we need for the Attorney General for make it go able to do in work, without fear or favor, without any partiality, and and make the people them judge in work. Let the test of time judge in work, and make the party or the president or the political apparatus not be the team where they stand in way. That's regardless of who is in power. Make it be free for doing work without fear, without compromise. The only thing we go guarantee that, and I talk to every Sierra Leoneans them, please, if we haven't done anything good for our country, and if we wish to do something good for our country, let us get that constitution going. Let us revise that constitution. Let us get a new, updated, and world current constitution. That is the only thing that will empower whoever sits in that office to be free of political bias and intimidation and to be able to do their job. So I go back and I say, the Constitution. I already don't say it is no, then when they follow me, I don't always talk and say it is not secret that I was one of the ones who worked in the last review as a consultant. I consulted on it. It's a beautiful piece. What came out of it is a beautiful piece. It doesn't mean that it's perfect. It still has work to be done. but it is a starting piece. We can start and go forward, but the Constitution, please, if you've never done something for Sierra Leone and you wish to do something for Sierra Leone, for today and for generations to come, let us fix our Constitution.
All right, well, thank you very much. Lord, try to get this call on. I know so don't only call us small. I'll bring them in. Good evening, caller. With my name outside the call from, please.
All right, this now, Abdullah, she say, good evening, VOS, but the call from New Jersey.
Yeah, so what now your take on this program tonight, Mr. Kuma, Mr. Sise?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you to all the three panelists them on VOS right now for a good job well done. And I want to express my appreciation for the gentle lady, Miss Matilda, very smart, and I like most of him in projections them on the topic. One thing I want to disagree with that the point we mentioned earlier that the Attorney General may be the Western system we used to, it will apply in Sierra Leone, one of the things they already did. Me just want to say two things: lack of competence and lack of integrity. And this not only go for the current Attorney General, they go for all Attorneys General ever, at least in my lifetime. This is not my opinion. In the sense, one thing we're very common, now the part of the world we don't better, like Usa we do so, if them put me in a job, I know say my responsibility we are for dispatch. The one that way on top me, then tie me hand, then give me the name, but then tie me hand and foot and able move around for do them. One thing we people we respect for integrity, they not for resign on position. They're the commodity. Yeah, I mean that's not the least thing they do. Let the people of the country know say you know it will help in the position where they put you because they don't give you the chance the one that way they on top you. And you don't get anything for do, commodity. Why you sit under they eat the money? Why you sit under they eat the money? I appreciate, I accept the fact that when people come from the Western world, now a change of systems. But let we look down the university level, when people can do PhD and professor, they can study in the Western world. Then they adhere to all the rules and regulations. But when they go back to Sierra Leone, these are the people where they accept money from students. They accept personal relationship from these very students. Otherwise, then they fail them. So it's not about a change of system at all. Now, lack of integrity and incompetence, because when you're competent enough and you get respect for integrity, you get a line we nobody no get for course. Now, in the past, all these things don't happen. I believe yes, separation of the Attorney General and the Ministry of Justice, done in a one thing we don't cry for all this while. Yes, it's fine. Mr. Day in support of them. But very importantly, like Matilda end in point, you don't tell me they cry for this. That we constitution our country. If all the money we do most in the GUI, now the money then they we need for hire experts then for help we review that constitution. If you say then if we don't do it in the past, if we don't better, then them money then they just can and say, oh now road project, now this project we will know very well say now the politician in pocket there they go. So as far as me concerned, when you look at that lack of integrity, it affects in different sectors. Now the Justice Department, the other arms of other sectors of government. Go to the President's cabinet. A similar thing that happened there. We get ministers them. We're very dormant. I don't know how much we know. I'm not too with and call, but this is not one example. We stand outrightly clear. The Ministry of Internal Affairs. If I tell you now how many times had the area of the Minister of Internal Affairs, I lie. Everything about Internal Affairs is the Deputy Minister. Why the Deputy Minister? Why the Deputy Minister? Well, you know the area that now the Minister, I not even know in name if I tell you. The Deputy Minister so popular in popularity over the very Minister. You can't believe say there is a minister for that. I will call back anyway. But I believe say for round up now lack of integrity and incompetence. Because when you get competence and you respect integrity, if they not allow you for demonstrate your responsibility, the best you can do for the people of Sierra Leone, just to resign your position. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sise. Thank you very much. That was a great point. So, Mr. Kutubola, I'll give you the last word on this topic before we jump to the next one. So, what do you feel say for people? Because Matilda don't get you on about the constitution. What do you take now? What do you feel say we need for fixing problem here? So we go start, because we got to start from scratch. We always institution them every week now. For the camp, whatever pick a certain institution, we can't talk about them. They will find a solution now for fix them. So, what's the solution now for this one?
Thanks. United States is a very great society, not because of money, not to technology, not to anything. One thing, that's what they call the rule of law. Everybody, they sublime, they own somebody. I don't care whose law we get that, how they write them. Even if now, like Lord Justice Denning, Lord Denning, or Sir Patrick Hastings, in the top people they are in England, we talk about law people that we be in their life now. They are top guys. Even that they go write laws in Salone. As long as we as citizens not prepare for live by them, no waste of time. As long as we decide say we not will live under the law, no waste of time. Right? Believe me.
All right.
It's not arrogant that we the people there. Believe me. If we decide for being a nation of law, believe me, well, if we decide say, oh no, now that the partner they na paying in welfare they na paying picking they oh that means no, you know about everybody therefore submit under the dictates the law. That's it.
Oh, well, just for follow-up from the Attorney General's office, then say our mandate. Let's just give the mandate of the office to we all. We go, all man go be a judgment, all man go be a judge on the owner for see if they follow on the mandate. The mandate then say a government of Sierra Leone law firm existing to provide effective, efficient, and impartial service delivery to achieve justice for all in Sierra Leone. This is not the mandate of the the Attorney General office. So we go pass this mandate back to them, say until the justice system in Salone apply this mandate to every Sierra Leonean, regardless of class. Well, I don't want to say race because we're not the same race, but gender, political stability, or political appointment, or whatever it is, until each and every Pekin of Sierra Leone, or mommy, or old pa, young man, this fall under. We all fall under this. The justice system don't feel we all. So I hope say the aging office go work towards the mandate. The point is we are already paying for this mandate because they are getting full salaries. But right now we are all short of this mandate. If you not get any political position, this doesn't apply for you. If you not get money, this mandate doesn't apply. So we get 2 phone calls them. Let me take the 2 phone calls and fumble them. Cannot say right now this we enjoy them. And then afterwards they can get to the next one. And we are not saying for people who discuss whether the National Civic Registration Authority saga where they go on. But let's get the 2 calls then. Let's get the first caller. Good evening, caller. What name also the call from, please?
Good evening. My name is Bendo. They call from New York.
Mr. Bendo. So welcome to the show. What are your take on this program tonight, sir?
Your take is that I just feel say we have been a little unfair to this lady that is trying so hard, because myself can follow. Because they talk for justice means forgive justice to the people, not to the political class where they cry for justice every day and then. If you watch the ordinary people, they know they even cry for this justice, but the same people will fail the system, and then same people they are on social media. They propagate the wrong information to the citizens the way they don't fail previously. If you watch people because they follow, they don't establish a court them. They don't give judges them. To most of them provinces the way they not been get judges them, and they assign judges them. We they see because we see the how you call it, the research will come out about how much percent of the cases, over 60% of the cases that we them get last year, the judges and they be able to deliberate on that, and then they give verdict to them cases. And they, what would they talk about justice? Justice not mean say how you want the justice, now so justice for go. Most of the people the way they cry for justice so today, now the people the way don't fail the people them, the ordinary people them, and now they want the justice. If you can watch me and you, the one the way then they go paint them, they put them bad images there, and they put on social media. How they not do this? How they not do this to us? Now then same people and they be don't fail the system, and person not get for can't take their own mess and fix them in less than 2 years. This idea so they try, you know. Now woman, just like the man they always be doing, they don't fail the system, and they try very hard as best as possible it can be. So we then also we see how it is tried in terms of economic limitation. We always see resources they not do, but the little way they get either utilize them. Now anyone the Minister of Justice, now the Attorney General, right? So we're not able to expect everything to be quick and fixed within that limited time we're in the office. Even 2 years, because it can't office that he don't get previous Attorney General, it can take over. And they try. Me to me on side, I still say the lady they try. We for just give time, and people are not for to go and no more the cry say, oh, we want this, and he go grab them, he go fix them. It never work that way. He get for follow due process, right? Even to now the first minister, people they mess now in the clean so right now before even he can take his own position for begin fix things them. He get for clear the mess. Most of the international human rights cry they will get not to impose them, not to now previous cases that we will get at the international court is them. Now in the assigned judges to they attend to them up to this day. So what's now the cry? Who's kind of human rights abuse in their cause? People and they go take images and they try to give bad image to the country. What if we do about that? We now the social media, especially when them with the moderating program they are, when I for very way for try to create a positive image about the country. This lady I don't kind of offer. When I don't do research, how many judges they don't assign to cases and at the provinces them, they cannot only free town. When I don't do research,
so how they get information this you get information
when I don't do research for how many cases them they deliberate on last year, how many valid them give,
which cases
how many prisoners that we don't get, we kind of office. How many they don't come out of office? How many improvements they go on to the prisoners the way they in at the jail them? When I don't do research on that, before when I can't try
the people the show.
I don't feel say it nice.
So asking Mr. Mando, the question is why who's how they get information where they talk about so because the Attorney General you want to tell me when Attorney General
you not going to get information. Maybe that source they're not authentic because you know say they're not assign judges them to the provinces them. Because we not talk about political class. Political class, these are people who don't fail the system. Not to them cases they normal for to look at say now cases the way they not deliberate on. What about the ordinary man waiting at the provinces the way they don't deliberate or they don't give judges and then they see the to cases?
I will tell you plenty people where they not get justice and they're not getting nothing yet or the ordinary man them plenty. I will tell people where don't kill now Salone. This is not get justice and you not getting nothing from the office. You don't stand plenty people where don't die. Plenty don't arrest for lawfully. Who not nothing from the government or the Attorney General office for defending. So now that's why the point not talk about it.
Everybody they cry, but at least improvement on the. Compared to the previous way we be.
I know they compare previous they talk about this Attorney General. Because previous one, they said we criticize them, we talk about this. This is the point. Every time Salome when we talk about country, go bring a bad previous and say they don't make a comparison from bad and bad. We don't do comparison with bad and bad. We put them there because we believe that this for can change her. When we check the woman, first of all, we support her when the president put on the because of his credential. We know say it gets a vast idea. So we expect say all they talk about previous administration. Tell me how many people in the previous administration this Attorney General don't convict and put in prison for wrongdoing. Please tell me back. How many? All right, thank you very much. So let's get the next call. This is the point. Salome, we always expect for being wrong for wrong. This is not about politics. This is about how we fix the system.
I can come in quickly before we take the next call.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
To the caller in points, let me just say, when we begin the show, we acknowledge, I believe, 500 release pardon from the president. And now me talk say that is not enough because there is plenty more. Even the PRO, when I listened the last is it Sunday talk show, whatever, with Samuel Wise Bangura, the PRO was there. Marcela Samba was there. What's his name? Gabidon, lawyer Gabidon was there. Lawyer Moses something was there. Even the PRO admitted that there is a lot of backlog in the system. Even the PRO admitted that there is a lot of things that they need to have done, that they are fixing. But
even the ACC boss admitted the same thing. When we talk about the backlog cases, even the ACC boss on this network tell we say they get too many cases where they meet.
Yes.
Cases only for more than 10 years, 12 years.
Yes. Now then they institute a decentralized system wherein they get judges from the different province system for adjudicate matters. That is good. But what are you trying to say to me? Just because then they implement them and they are doing so, that means I have to like, you know,
go for them. Because we are mediocre. That's the problem. We celebrate mediocrity
for them because they are doing the job for which they've been paid to do as civil servants. Why am I going to you where you they go work, where you show up now work now morning, you boss they go lay red carpet for you for say you have showed up to work today? No, that is the job for which you're being paid for. You are rendering a service, and in return, you get remunerated for that service.
No, what in fact, hold on. This nonsense where we can do as Salone people and talk about this short year 2 years. 2 years is not a 2 days. Okay, how many Attorney General will not change in America? In less than how many years you don't come? How many Attorney General will not change? Your job, your benchmark is 3 months. Like I said it again for every single union. 3 months is your benchmark. Anything beyond 3 months, there's no more excuses. So this 2 years nonsense what from a Salone brother, it don't make no sense. There's no sense here about 2 years.
Mr. Tali.
2 years, you're supposed to don't do something if I don't show. When they talk about we bring mess, all administrations and this both APC, SNP, that then all don't put this mess. So now only for clear this mess. Now I can't tell you about 2 years. 2 years, what put the mess there? Now we all put the mess there.
The problem
both party know who is country. It's about the party. Both party destroyed the infrastructure of the country. So we have to put this together. It's not about it. No, we're not for use too much excuses about time. 2 years is what? You say after 5, 10 years, I'm going to use the same excuses. Same. So I mean, like, it's just frustrating. Every time when people in camp for camp compare, they compare for bad with bad. Where the first one do one, the last one, why make us for do one? That's not how you compare things. Show me, compare the good things, say what I don't do, see on good things, not the bad, you compare them bad. We're tired of this. Now this make money go outside. Because we always celebrate mediocrity. Somebody come, he promise you 5,000 things, they do 3 things without to begin dance. This is the problem. Like I just talk, and there are plenty of lawyers, and not need for the day all over. All you need for them is leadership we need. Move these lawyers. Tell them to take this here. I mean, they will wait and keep for the election. Again, injustice, in case they even kind of court. Don't wait and be to talk about. You got so many people that went on die from the previous administration to now. You still get them case today. This is not your job for take care. This is not about party business. This is about everything that need a justice. Una say una go bring them. So where's the justice? What will you do from now for go forward? What is, I mean, you know how many land cases are gonna have fit on? You know how many land cases are going to live in church? So yes, but Mr. Kuti will go. Try to be excited about this. Let me just. I'm sorry, but I don't mean to get excited. But again, you're pushing him for the best.
The problem about Salone, until you move away from that, okay? When you're asking Salone, everybody they look at things from either from the prisons of either solid green or solid red. Nobody.
That's the point.
Access. But where is Salone? Salone not again. Salone not vanish. It's either the party and the leader. The party and the leader. But then that's what they call Salone. So now they the intellectual dishonesty. Now they sit down. Now they moral bankruptcy sit down. Because people are so dishonest enough. Then they see una all they look this is una white. No, well, that's the way they look una black. And now they look at until we actually begin make room for Salone. We de-emphasize the leaders in the political party. Then we will continue na visa the color. Okay, we don't nominate leader than God. They don't become demigods. They don't do no wrong.
Like, we just love me. Not get another caller because I say we don't unfair to the caller. We don't hold on for too long. Sorry about that. But I'm not trying to go off on you. I just get frustrated with the system that every time we me brother then can argue, don't they argue with something positive, they always argue with negative. That I don't tire with. Not be for make excuses. When my job they pay me, they don't care how many days I don't do it. Then it's about production. Okay, it's about result. If there's no result, they're going to evaluate you every 3 months. We're going to get a new job and evaluate you every 3 months. For see how far you to go. I waiting for fix. When they criticize, no mean they hate you, they want to improve. That's it. Good evening, caller. Thank you for calling. What name you call from, please?
Yeah, my name Hindovai. How are you, sir?
No, but sir, what name you take on this program tonight, sir?
And I thank you for thinking about Sierra Leone. Because we get people that with the land book personal, we get people that get probably money personal, they not get time for the country. And then I want to say shout out to Mr. Kutubu. You know, he's a professional on his own feet. VOS has been doing good, to be honest enough. This not just what me feel, now they say. But it look like whenever you listen to VOS, you get discouraged of Sierra Leone more. Because like viewers these days, they actually present anything good about the country. Always to they from the viewers now something negative about the country. You know, if I at least when people they try for do good, man they're able to talk about that. You know. But if people don't get talk about the good thing where they happen at the country, not only the bad thing, it can discouraging, you know. And then lastly, understand Martinda be the try for say in a big consultant the constitution whether be the review was in the past government. I don't know if I get unclear, but I just want to say to Ram, they not ever do good job and probably within the past government one make in day. Now that constitution is not able for actually being at the constitution. Now that make up on the money all we they spend. Yeah, we're not able to get any dividend out of them. You know, we see how waiting to be the do not you building. We see the amount of people where they be packed. We see people that when I expect then when they call for Medicam review that constitution. But because waiting the past government of and it's by Komab one, they'll not be able to put them. All the country resources go for nothing. For more than 1 year, they did on that process. We began some legal-minded people. We actually want that country day for make it better. They continue for stand against His Excellency. So might even end up for resign because it looks say they let Salone pass the money. Of course, we know say any leader will come or any government will come. You know, defaulters, they go there. We get people that way they not go actually work to the expectation of the president dream or to the expectation of the country. But at the same time, as a media, more go they learn for go they say some of the good things then. You know, Mr. Kutubu Gawan quality. You know, whenever people don't play good role, most times it go measure, it go use them, even if you know one for talking, but it go use them as a reference. You know. But we are always immediately from viewers. I don't listen viewers for the past 8 months. Now only negative part. And like it not gonna be so. Of course, nobody know the pay viewers for what they do. And they do an amazing job because there's a lot of issues where they happen in that country. Now only 2 viewers who go able not so single happen. But the good thing again where they happen behind the bad things, you know, make we go there. Make only the bad not go to stand up and find solution how to stop that bad day. Because that bad day, not to today, that bad does stop. That country. Not to today, that bad does start in that country. Or the error will they go through today, not to today it begin. Or just because President Bio take over 9 start. Now,
all right, sir. Thank you very much. Just stay on the line. Make an answer something quick for you, sir. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Me on job now, I would do the dirty job. We politicians, and most of we don't so accustomed to praise them. If we not do a good job, we do for dance and praise. Now that makes Salone outside so today. Where I criticizing government, I didn't criticize them because I hate them. I criticize them because I made them improve, made them do more. Okay? If anybody want to talk the good thing about this administration, I don't talk consumer this program. Give me your number and come all the debates. Can't see the law we talk about them. Scam law we talk about them. But for right now, the wrongdoing and Boku pass the good thing. Where President Koma come, the first administration, we all in a street dancing that we are the world best. Now you do everything good. Today, none of the Salone best stiff man today. Why? Because we all turn for dance for them, where it just at the beginning of the job, we don't begin to go the towel for them. What will happen? They become complacent. Then we corrupt them. So now this we don't want for continue for doing our VOS. Not for say we hate them, but we try for push. We're not a pressure group. We're not there for dance for party. We're not a pressure group. Say anybody will come now. We they call you out. We say not happy for someone to criticize. I want for say they sing every day. So people will like me. I don't want to make when they bash me every day, but you know waiting. Somebody got for do the dirty job. Now we don't decide we want to do the dirty job. When they come after they left, when they don't left power, what they do good, we kind of sing and praise them. But we don't find out, say African president, most especially, they're not corrupt. Now we know people that we corrupt because now we corrupt them. So if at all when they feel bad, say we there, they bash them everything, we left Ake for now. Tomorrow we Salone improve what we enjoy, but at the end of the day, let we do the dirty job. We not hate them. We push them off and do the best. Okay. That's all.
Sorry, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. You rightly said we want to see Salone the better place. And people let me know they do so. Yeah, you they say the right thing, but like what did I try for say? I know they say about you being the head of VOS because I understand a few months back where they hand over the VOS. I've been watching the program they handing over. I've been watching. So like I know they say specifically where you don't can they talk not good about the government. And they talk about the subsequent programs and where they come up. It's not about you praising the government. It's about you saying some of the good things the government they do. They're not saying, we need for criticize. We need for criticize, but more criticize, the right way, more not just criticize because we want for discourage them, may they continue for do the good thing. Because even the America, Trump get all the bad things. But anytime where he make any move where it good for United States of America, the media that they talk about. Would they listen up?
Yes, but we gotta listen. We got 98.1 at Salone. We got AYB. We got SBS TV that in the control. Most of the institutions, the government control them already. The government they tell them what's in there for say. So like I say, even now with the accident, so many to make them come at the program. No, we can't talk. Not to be get for talk the good thing, but all the time. When I can't tell we. This is the thing. Why would they reach out now the opposition they come? They know the green come. So until when I begin can't tell, we not to consider they play this game too now. Because if we don't debate now, we will know who's on a lock in. And when I say we don't do, they'll meet up in the corner in the middle. So obviously, like I said, we the pressure group. We on job now for make sure so we force them in and do the right thing. Because at the end of the look, Captain Strasser, they don't appetite in foods. If we get good hospital and Salone, they tell me they in power. So tell if I don't fix this problem today. You see, when it never happens, right. I know they blame him because I'm a young man, they're only young. But again, what do we do? For all, now we got to pay for him. So some of they do this now for long, do the better for picking and tomorrow better Salone. President Biya don't come 2 years, yes, or Mandela just 2 years. Before immigration, 4 years done. So we got 5 calls on the line. But I tell you, thank you very much. And again, anything you want for join the show, let know. We'll bring you like they say, can be your side. Can't praise the government in your way, want for praise them, sir. Okay?
A lot of people they call, they talk about the ministers not they do their job, they do that. But one man I not say Sierra Leone, we in a diaspora, we are the problem. Because we seems like we know the problem, but we not get solution towards them, and we not they make any move for make the changes.
But that's why we're here. That's what we do right now. That's the reason. That's what we do. But thank you very much. We get 5 callers on the line. I will be fair to them, all right? But thank you for your concern. I appreciate that. At least this is what we need. Before you be on the line, they say, come and talk one-on-one. No, sir, we all stand. Thank you very much, sir. And Matilda, you want to say something? 5 callers. We can get 5 callers.
Yeah, I've been just want to say, let's just keep taking the calls. I don't know that we'll get to our second topic tonight.
No, I don't think so.
Next week. But to the caller, here is what I'm going to say. I am not here to sing the praises of any government. No. I'm not here to sing the praises of any institution. If the government and an institution know that they have done the job that they are supposed to do that will benefit the people, it's an open platform. VOS no need for invite them. They can invite themselves into VOS and say, now this we don't do. And based on, and if you are really clear and you really sincere and there are evidence to prove that indeed this now what you don't do, well, you can VOS, I not go challenge you on it because I will see the evidence. But why make if me invite you na VOS and you claim say you don't do things? I don't need for invite you as a matter of fact. You just they can't do them. Why do we have public relations officers? Public relation officers, that's their job. They inform the people. They let the people know of what's going on. But this is not a matter of VOS coming and bashing and being negative. No. We they talk but waiting we they see. Now, if you think say waiting we talk not right and you get evidence for contradict that, listen, me, I'm always game for good banter. Bring it on.
Yeah, thank you. Let's get the next caller. Welcome to the show, caller. Good evening and welcome to the show. What name you say the call from, please?
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. What name you say the call from, please?
Okay. This now Umar they talk from Switzerland.
Yeah, okay, Umar. So what you want to take for tonight's show,
okay.
Sir?
Yeah. I don't listen the program, a very nice program. But you see, we they put the blame, we say the blame not they. You see, most of the time when people talk about sensitive things, you get people where they come up, they try to defend what they know they able defend. You see, Sierra Leone, we problem not the system. We problem is not about SLPP. We problem is not about APC. We problem in the system. We get systemic problem. Why I say so? We see this problem from the time of Strasser. We don't see this problem even before Strasser. We don't see the same problem. We don't see a problem until the systems they're able to solve the system problem before Sierra Leone problem they solve. Other than that, we go get the same problem where SLPP now, and when SLPP go any other party, we still forget the same problem.
You're right.
And we still get people away they come defend the problem. They know they can't say, okay, this is not the problem, this law find a solution. When you talk, you will get people away they come at you of all angles. Just they try for defend what they not go to defend. Let me tell you something. Why the Attorney General for be Attorney General at the same time the Minister of Justice? Mr. Gabidon self-talk this thing. One of these things we got for solve. We get problem that the whole team. Let them try for differentiate this because they say 3 organs of government. But I tell you, these 3 organs of government, they are not independent. One way or the other, they see a mix-up because they will differentiate between the executive and the judiciary. It will be very difficult. Let them try for divide this. Let the Attorney General be an Attorney General. Then let we get a Minister of Justice. You see, this problem where they are Salone, not to SLPP problem. They make it defender say where SLPP come, the problem they. Where APC come, the problem they. And we the people wait for talk of these things. We are complacent. We don't be complacent to the old problem. You see. And then when you get a particular pressure group where you want to talk about something, you will get people away, will come on media, let we talk through set through day. If we want to talk through set through day, let we talk through set through day. That means the people who we elect, now for we will not elect them, then come, go pay for let make for you road, where not good. Then when somebody want to talk about that, you say, no, you do good work, this. The people in they for do the right thing. If they know they do the right thing, still get forget people they talk about them. Look like they will get things away we know for the cry, but we still cry about them because of the system don't fail we. And when you get people like a pressure group where they come up for talk about these things, people they give them color, they do all kind of things. Until we stop this and we try to look into the system, because the problem of Sierra Leone, not to SLP, not to APC, now the system, we get system problem. That's Salone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Look at the next call. I think so we have a limit to the number. We cannot talk about 5 or 6. And I apologize because I know it's unfair to now. And most of them don't tell you. Like, look at the next call. Good evening, call out. Then you say the call from, please.
All right. Again, listener Abdullah Sisse again from New Jersey.
Yes, sir, Mr. Sisse. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the caller before the last, Mr. Vai, I don't know if not Mr. Van de Vai or whatever it is. He just contradicts himself at the very last statement. You know, even you don't try for when they call. Anyway, I don't say no more. Before that caller, the other caller something backish. Yeah, blame VOS. Say now so basically the two callers now that now you blame for VOS. This that. Then they talk anything good, not anything bad. I want to make we all just understand, or remind we all see. I don't say we understand, but this is not the entire world we talk to. No, we not just blame one particular medium. One medium say, oh, then they can, not the bad thing no more than they say. Like, see, the good thing there, then get the potential for hide them. Nobody know will see there. I mean, you cannot defend the indefensible. This is just the truth. If things then they go right, as we say, now the bad thing no more than they talk, now the bad thing no more than they talk. When I come with the right thing, not about talk. If we show the right thing, no time or the way lie they overshadow true. Once true get to a point, it overshadow lie. This is not the thing. The fact is, the right thing no did it, the true no did it, the good thing they say, oh, they happen, it did it, but they hide them. It not just did it. If it did it, we know they will hide them. This is not the world they watch the VOS, the entire world. Not to just one side, you small corner, you feel that they no more they see VOS. The entire world, they see what's in there happen so. If VOS every day, let's assume it's true. Now just the bad thing, they no more, then they shoot people in foot Salone, then they arrest people, then they beat people, no more. No good thing, VOS, look, the way VOS, they block all the good things there. Come on. I mean, Lord, we talk to ourselves like say we in a mortal man, then we don't understand. But the truth is, you know they will hide your wrongdoing forever. You will hide them for some time. This now the two don't affect we all this while. As you talk the two, doing APC government, they say you know SLPP, you know like the party. As you talk the two, doing SLPP government, they say you know APC, you know like the party. Whatever you say, every day this cry day on every day. Then begin first now 8 months this government don't come. I go fix the mess that happened 11 years. 2 years again small. This government don't care how they go fix the mess. I'm telling you, up to the 50th year, you know what we have to say? Oh, now the first term of the government this. Well, how do you will fix the problem? We don't go for 11 years. That's what you get for happening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdullah. I sorry with the time we want to 2 minutes because that's about calling like one gonna all make come here the own so now get the next caller. Good evening, caller. Open him outside the call for please.
Don't come. I go fix the mess that happened 11 years.
Yeah, turn the volume down. Good evening, caller. Open him outside the call from please.
Yeah, good evening. This is Bendu again, the call from New York.
Yeah, Mr. Bendu, go ahead, sir. 2 minutes, sir.
Yeah. So first of all, when we talk, say we for practice for a democratic society. First of all, where I give my own point earlier, you call me nonsense, we come na viewers for can't talk nonsense. And I want to tell you, say that's very, very unprofessional. You get to respect my own view, right? And secondly, when you analyze on anything or you want to assess any person will take an office, you get to get a baseline. When you get a baseline, no say this now this from this place now this person take off. And when you want to evaluate the person now that baseline they get for hold on and say, oh, this person not to do anything, which I then put up. First of all, you know, get fact of justice system where they go on at the country for no say, oh, now social judges will be get to, now social cases they may be prosecute to, now social they not be the prosecute. You know, get facts about that. Before ever you evaluate somebody, get a baseline, and then you from there you kick off your evaluation. This lady don't administer most justice in the country from since we are get sense now, me as an individual, we are get sense because if you see the ratio of cases that we then they deliberate on for the year, and then you also analyze the judges the way you don't assign to cases them. For the history of the country, we don't get anti-corruption judges them. where they don't separate from the other judges the way they take that minors matters. We don't get judges the way they don't establish that the provinces them. We don't see the judiciary how then they establish that they don't get most of the update system where they go on now and they update the citizens them for the what thing they go on at the justice system. So we therefore acknowledge that. And when I talk earlier, when I say, oh, then they pay them for that, we not for give them credit. No. You know me say if I come and say, oh, they don't do good job, they don't do good job. But no can say for pull and down say, they do anything. Acknowledge say there is work in progress. If you we don't get baseline, say let's say now so them they prosecute for the previous years. Now so you don't come, you don't deteriorate, then you can take and say, they do anything. But if you just say progress they on and done in time 8, it just kind of office, not the first justice minister where this administration came in. Now in the second one. So if they see what they go on, if they acknowledge the progress they brought, we as a Sierra Leone we need to do more. No kind for consider on the media, if they tell and say, they do nothing, now so now was Attorney General, call for. If they do in work. You know mean say what you want for let him do, do that means saying a worst person. Respect your own view as well as an individual. I contribute to your program. So not tell me saying a nonsense I can't contribute to your program because as a fact, I didn't do research as well, just like what you do back. So if you choose for talk on practical topic and I just want to reply before you left. I just want to you say I apologize for that word because not to read them in direct some arts. I mean, just for see that the system what they talk about. So again, if you apologize, I will apologize to you in the ARC. I know you not mean that at you as an individual.
Program we talk about the system as a political agent. I'm not a political agent. First of all, I was a supporter of NGC, but because of this now government, I just go for hope say let's get the better leader. So if you don't come, I forget all the answer and support, and I for promote a good image for my country, right? If the lady they do effort, I for acknowledge that. If you know enough.
Okay, just before being the first caller, like I say, if the what you want to say, I don't mean to try to point on my cheek, but whatever it is, yes, it was unprofessional on my side, and I apologize on that. But when you talk about the data, that side, if you anything you want to come now for can debate on me on that, I go, you 100%. Welcome for consider and debate and tell me how much the justice system work in Salone. Then law bring the data and teach about data, law bring the data them out. From where this administration come almost 2 years. You tell me how much cases standing right now where in a poor person will not get money, don't win compared to somebody get money. You tell me the backlog cases are already free. That one day is a clear debate. We can talk about that anytime, any day, anyhow. Like I say, I know they're not for dance for politicians, I know they are for dance for anybody in public sector. Me on job now for only accountable before they do the better job. That's all I'm here for. So again, but again on that side, I apologize. I wasn't trying to, but I was talking about the system. That's where my frustration was. But again, I'm man enough for settlement. I apologize about that. Let me get to the next caller. Good evening, caller. What name is the call for, please? Good evening, caller. What name is the call from, please?
Hey, I see you. Oh, sorry, this is Janet Mathamusa again. I just want to come in very quickly and just try to address one or two issues. It won't take too long. I want to say to Mr. Bendu, I mean, you make a fine presentation, but also not forget, say, VOS, this is a place where we come to speak about the ills of society. We're not here for campaign singing, that's not what we're here for. If the government, they do well, the people are going to know. We say the government fall short, we bring it to the public because we job now for bring the truth to people. So if Mr. Bendu the vex say VOS now they talk good about Salone, what we're here to do is to help the government as well. So we bring the areas the way they don't fail. By we speaking about these areas, government's going to pick on those things and say, hey, we don't hear the media, they say this and say that. Let's look into these areas. We are here to, we are troubleshooters. So now this is our job. We look at problems and we raise awareness and then we allow government to use the information so for help the people inside the country. So Mr. Bendu, if you feel offended by whatever Ms. CEO say, not directed at you, but in fact, even say to you, if you have this data, come to the VOS, come and share, because we are learning from one another. So on this note, I want to say, so thank you to all the callers that we're calling today. I mean, VOS is the place for everybody. Your voices, can't express your own voice. You can be heard you know, everywhere in the country. I mean, that's the freedom that we give to people who come to the viewers. Thank you.
No, but what something funny way I see some of the boys on the line, they talk about somebody unprofessional. We will not come every day, they bash people and disrespect them every day, they call them unprofessional. So if you say when
yes, CEO, you know, you don't worry too much about that. We just try for level the ground and say to them, this is where we are, this is our position, you know, and we try for and let we understand one another, and we can go forward. You know, I think it's the best thing.
Okay, like my brother, when he called and talked on the phone, that was a different issue because, like I say, I understand them and I understand to say I'm not up on that. But for let you come on the thread and attack people and personally disrespect them, but when they come at you, call them unprofessional. That shows the kind of mentality and how we would think. If you say we can attack somebody every day, they're not for saying anything. When you talk about professionalism, it's on both sides. When you come on the platform, if you behave yourself and act right, we say go behave and act right. But left for
we'll be at the brunt, you know. We be at the brunt. You're going to be thick-skinned. Let's move on now.
therefore begin scratching. No. When you come now, you act professionally, you don't get some back. This is the point. If we're not talking about content, we talk about them. But again, people not take advantage of that. Because I remember when I was in North Nigeria, people that visit they can't call you, let's go. No, sometimes for let someone understand, you get for stand up to your level. So not buy on that though. Say when you come online, you fire at people and not go fire back at you. Don't forget about that. No, when you come and act civil and responsibly, now we get debate. If we say something you know right, come with the issue, we talk about that. Defeat we on that. But if you can begin calling on a partisan because we're not doing the same professional this and that, but we're talking back they say I'm professional. I know about that though. When you launch, you said you get one. We'll look at the last call on the line. Good evening, caller. Tell me outside the call from, please. Good evening, caller. What time was the call from?
Yes, good evening, good evening. This is Nabendu, the call from Kansas City.
Hey, Miss Bendu. Okay, well, I know see Mr. Kutubu, they can't smile because they hear voice. What now you take? Not sure.
Well, I tell you now, thank you as usual. But the problem we get in that country today, now we not the people them. Now we not the problem. Not so the one that we don't know, because the one that we don't know, we left hacker for them. They don't know. They don't know. But the problem is now we know where we feel say we deserve more, where we open we mouth for ask for more or better, it becomes a problem, especially for people that where they benefit or when are privileged people them na the society. So as far as me concerned, what me go ask of them people there where they come and say give time. We politicians then don't divide we. Now this is not the problem. We students then go compete na the world stage. We doctors then go compete na the world stage. We any area now we country then go compete. When we politicians and they see who side they go out of the country. Let we all begin think how we go make Salone it better for we all. Let we left this fat thing but being APC, SLPP. Because all them political parties they don't fail we. And are the same people then they come time and time again, then they get good life, then they live well.
Yes.
Whether today, tomorrow, then life them better. Past any one of them citizens, then they will map na street and dance. They don't know better. We know left hacker for them. But we will know, we begin take caution. We begin take caution. Now that's not me get for say. We want for we call people like Rwanda.
Thank you very much, Auntie Bean. In fact, the funny thing is, somehow the police right now, where they go do something just no way more than anybody come at begin blast. But because they do an individual electoral, we know the work, we know the way to do individual, we they stand for the masses, for the general public. We want to make sure the system change. This is not about APC, SPP. APC they criticize them day and night. SPP and NGC, I don't care about political party. I care about the institution. For let the institution fix, because APC mean they will get the same problem in our fix. SPP get for left most of the problem back now we have, then go in order for fix. We think for happen, we still for continue the same thing because of the institution problem, not a party problem. This is not the institution. Without the institution, the one they put in place, and the different department that will get to function well. So until we fix the problem, they might not work well. Then continue where you come. I don't care. Again, we don't know most of politicians they're not corrupt. because they all don't work at them country, they don't do a very good job now. They know one day causing it to go now until they go inside Salone, they become corrupt. What in the cause that is the institution, not to the person, not to the individual. Now these people don't understand. Most of them is how they call so thief man. They say they're working at them, they play me punctual, they don't want to thief at their job, they don't want to do nothing wrong until they enter inside Salone, boop, then become criminals. So not to the man at the problem. Now, what would they say now? We're not talking after the individual. We they call institution, even though somebody did it now. But when this minister come out and put on that minister is the same thing. Nothing is changing. So we know they go for individual. This is what people don't understand. People feel say it's about party. It's not about party. So I know say time don't catch me. One pass it to about Matilda. Like I to you now. What's in your last poll and what's in your take about everything we don't do tonight?
Oh boy. Listen. Listen, people. The moment somebody decides to go into office to become, you know, at that particular moment, they become a servant of the people. I think we don't get used to this, the mommy and the pa and the mommy. You see, now that make, I have this thing, personally. This is my thing. If you know fumble to me, I know they call you auntie so-and-so, or uncle so-and-so, or papa so-and-so, or mommy so-and-so. As a matter of fact, growing up, I remember that somebody came to my house, you know, and no say somebody, you know, go feel say this is a digression, but it's not a digression. And then complain to me, granny say, I don't address them by so-and-so and so. And so my granny called me, he say, Mati, I say, yes, ma. He say, so-and-so person say, you know, address them by so-and-so and so. I say, but not to you, Bonama, so I will for call her auntie. Not to me, papa and sister. This business of, you know, the pa, the mommy, and you know, now we daddy, and now we papa, no. You get your papa we born you. You get your mama we born you. You sabiam. Outside of that doesn't mean that you cannot see people that emulate or that radiate such models that you can, you know, model from. But that don't mean for say them people and then are you mama or are you papa. Yeah, that's the simple thing, the simple premise where they try for establish here tonight is that, listen, if you've taken political office and you've taken the role of being a civil servant, serve the people. The people are not there to serve you. This notion of the mommy and the pa, them big one, them, it has distorted our ideas. It has distorted our mind of what is and what shouldn't. Yeah? Make we begin to call things them by their right name. These people are in office to serve. They are not there for the red carpet to be rolled for them. They are not there for us to serve them. They are not there for us to praise them. If you do a good job, listen, history will tell. The books will be there. Those who came before you, who did the good job, they have stood the test of time. Their names are being mentioned. Their names are being spoken of highly. They are the models that we look up to and that we reference. So if you can you do the same job where you supposed to do and you do and fine, trust me, you no need for touch you on. Now people then go touch you on them for you. So here is what I'm saying. I am going back to say the Attorney General has a role, she has a responsibility. I outline in roles and responsibility them according to what in them say, not to me write them. Now they self write them. So all we are saying is that let us see a manifestation, let us see a demonstration, tangible, of waiting in responsibilities then say. Because the moment we begin see that, guess what? Everybody else will benefit. The country will benefit, the system will benefit, and Sierra Leone in general will be elevated one step further. One step further. I'm not there also for praise anybody. Why they go, if I grab, I go work in the morning, I am being remunerated at the end of the day for the services that I provide. If I sit down at host, they no go remunerate, money no go reach me na host if I no go work. So it's the same thing. Why should they be put on a higher echelon than the rest of you? Why do you think they are better than you? They are human beings just like us. It's just that they are in a position of power. Now, in that position of power not mean for say then for truncate them and use them in such a way that they then demoralize and torpedo and trample on we. Please, Sierra Leoneans, know your worth. Put value to yourself. Add value to your worth. And stop for the make them people they also as demigods. Because when una don't make them as demigods, now they bring up to the type of things that we experience now. So we are not here to criticize. We are here to augment. This is not a criticism. It's an augmentation. But in order to get that augmentation, there has to be some form of criticism for the hills so that it can be corrected. Now, then the normal me get for say.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Kutubu, over to you. What's in your own last word and the summary of everything we want to say tonight and giving the full bulk on it?
Well, people seem to forget the fundamental misconception about governance or even the very concept of government. When you talk about government, if you say another cabinet minister or that, no, government are you. We. And they also fail for realizing that we tell God thank you with USD. Say this dog called participating democracy. We all know for one go to parliament. We all know they go sit on a cabinet table. But this now also a contribution what they make towards the task of nation building. Where we come up with critical review of things there. Or we draw attention to the infractions of principles. The code on candidate now we don't look at the Attorney General, will be very fair, we enhance and sustain in lawyers, the academic lawyers. But what to not approve of the lackadaisical approach, the attitude of benign neglect, or the non-performance. Because we believe, say, as the chief law enforcement officer in our country, now in your job for step up. She may not have to be in court, but we need for some action there. If boss law they talk, but we are like commonly talk. But when they wonder, well, why would they pay this woman? Would they pay for them go be mumu? No. We critics them. Law also accommodate them. They're part of the democracy. What do we know? We will never come here for talk things them where will be tailored for me the idiosyncrasies. It's not going to happen. We are not praising us, replacing nobody. We call issues as we see them. They're not going to be happy because we don't talk with them. Depending on what is your language today. Oh, you know that party, you didn't know that party. That's fine. Oh, you know that part. That's fine. We go to live about what we do now. We check. I don't say we're very sincere, we're very honest, we're very objective. We not get any personal agenda. That's what I know. We're not aspire for anything. We are calling the issues as we see them. So on that, I want to all my colleagues and our viewers, including this is the first time this is the lady. I'm very, very impressed by the scholarship we bring to the debate. I'm highly impressed. I hope say God will make it be part of we. You say show people, they say viewers start to prepare place. You get people that will get caliber. You get people that will get the gravitas. And you get the people who get principle. And we go to now farm and the face of what to this is so. So, Mr. MSU, I want to thank you for the invitation. Please, Lord, they come with more of their kind of program they are so. Lord, they come with them. Lord, they come with them. No? Because they don't know about you. Hey, they don't know about it. What do you mean? We honest, we open. We know they take sides now. We call the issue and we see them. Okay, but the ideologues them, when they can say, students will not say things the way they want to hear. Oh, we go get for face the baptism of fire from them. That's fine. So I'm afraid I want to graduate in 18. I go to the right sister, so they come on and the left face. So today,
thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank my panelists there. I want to thank you. And again, Una more now una do more of the research then do hard work. Maybe just do more for just dance around and play with that. I offer to viewers and listeners them all around the world. Thank you. This is the real democracy. We all not going to see the same thing or agree on the same thing. But at the same time, it's just about respect. Again, maybe brother, if you feel offended, I just want to apologize. I don't mean anyway for disrespect you. Sometimes at the heat of the moment, hey, the fire can come out on the wrong side. But again, I apologize. No, that's not my intention. Again, we sit out there in and day out. We all get different with the way we all continue before. Some man are for praising and clap and dance. Some people in there for criticize. Either way, in not need to be fair, as long as it's right. At the end of the day, we politicians there and not take it for granted for too long. And the reality is, we're not calling nobody into politics. If you know, say you never stand the heat, nobody not call you. They go find another job. Most of them got a job, and after politics, then they go back and then job them. But if Salone for too long, almost 60 years, we're not getting nothing for show for. We are at the bottom of the barrel. The only way they come up is for accountability and responsibility. So we don't sit down every day because we just want people and bash we and curse we or come after we. No, we sit down because we on job. Now for point out the things that we want to say are lacking, first we government and for make sure they don't do them. Like what I come and talk say. The last time President Nkrumah was one of the best presidents in Africa. He was the world best. Today, pretty soon, white people they come on, we don't know until they even end up in a prison. So the point is, he wasn't corrupt at the beginning, but we corrupt him as citizens and because we praise him. The same to President Bio. So if you love President Bio, not to alt for the go and dance and sing, but instead bring your attention to the wrong way they do, make sure you do the right thing. Every leader in this world, your legacy now in they tell you how you rule, not to tell you in power. Now when you left power, what you left, now that's how we will know if you do good or do bad. So we not here for praise and dance for anybody. Okay. When they come, then tell we say una all we foot to the fire. Not to we tell them more. I then tell we that if I come on all we foot, for me if you foot to the fire, not means I will dance and sing for you. Yeah. They get plenty of people for do the singing for them. SABC not ever one day see SABC ever talk anything about any administration because now they your mouthpiece that one day. Now you need for praise them. They get plenty ministers. They get even people in the pay whether they own job now for come out and talk about the good of this administration. Not to me on job that I not sit down for that. Me on job and for talk about what una need for improve on and fix. So if una office and do good work, then I go and clap. Me in office and do good work right now. After 5 or 10 years, then time will tell. But at this point, for now, me not see much. Maybe una see. So una see. Like again, if una for join this program, send me message the email, WhatsApp group anywhere. I go see him. I go bring you in. You come debate on the issue. Tell me what you feel to do right. Also, we feel so unfair to them. Not be debate them. Now he's talk about statistics. Now bring the statistics out. But again, Salone not to one person. We all you. The problem is that some of we go school, but we not educate. Plenty of we all the can because we the right means we learn anything. Because for what we sing, we don't see white man country, so we don't come, so don't can emulate them. They don't sit on the dance and but say in our world. Then they all and leader accountable. Then they all and foot them. Then they criticize them up and then the first thing when do the right thing. They don't build institutions. Then you get people that put their life on the line for make sure that the institution work for them. Till they all come, who fit in because somebody put the time, they work. We don't want to work. Not a white man they go build Salone for we. Now we get for build Salone. We go for disagree for agree. But at the end of the day, if Salone work not for me, one work not for you, one for we all work. Because if you go to hospital, they don't charge you different for me. Then they ask you to put the party card and charge you different. No. If you're not the day, wait time for die, they enjoy the active party card for can't take life. If the system broke, all man will they die. So today, me go say as the person who all man feel say I don't like this government. I'm not going I can't get the same times and number. I get people in this administration more than some of them going to talk my. But at the end of the day, I want with them left make a point at something. If the president be away, he don't promise to bring train. If it's training a Salone, he don't promise the Lunge Bridge. If that's where you go UK, you go show we some time fabulous stuff where look like Dubai. If we put it in a Salone today, we all go better. We all go better. If I can't say I criticize, I don't even have to criticize myself if you do then okay in a Salone. How do we criticize that way? So the point is that it's not easy for criticize somebody. It hurts. If you do a good work, it hurts for criticize you. So we not get pleasure and fun in doing this. We take with time and cast our put with face, with name and with everything about because we know that we believe in what we do. And just for make one understand, we're not going to ever relent. Until Salone better, even if we die in doing this, somebody will pick up after we. But at the end of the day, we know say anybody they kind of power, they know say they get them easy anymore. This administration officer they get them hard. Wait for the next one where they come. Let's see what thing will happen. I tell you now, thank you, January. And again, this is a family. We will vex, but we'll come back together. Una thank you all, and I go see you again next Friday. Good night, everybody. Love you all. Nothing hard, it's just business. Good night, everybody.
Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to tavappmaker.com and create your free app today. Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to tavappmaker.com and create your free app today. Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to tavappmaker.com and create your free app today. Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to tavappmaker.com and create your free app today. Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only